Hello there fellow modelers, Steve here, and tonight's video is a inbox review of my entry for The Creator, which is a new lad I've just found on YouTube. He's probably been on for years, and he's doing a Luftwaffe group build. Well, it's a bit, I know it ends in, I think it's September the 30th, and it started about 2 months ago, but I only found out about it through Panzerman Bunker. I was watching one of his, and he was reviewing a kit for it. I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I sent him a message, and he said it's okay to enter. And I've had a look through my stash. I had about 4 kits that could have qualified for a Luftwaffe, because he said it's anything from 35 to 45. Even before that, when it's from 35 onwards, they're the Luftwaffe in the Condor Legion in Spain, even though they weren't really supposed to be there. Or it did say the Luft 46, which is a series of kits that were about, that is one of these that never got off the drawing board. There's a load of them about. I've got a few of them in my stash, but they seem to be a bit complicated for the time zone, so I've just picked something simple, and I've found this, which is an off the drawing board kit. And it's this one, which is the Focke-Wulf TA-183. Now, Hickerbein, I think that's I know Knickerbein is German for crooked leg, so that's Hickerbein. I don't know what that means anyway. And it's a German experimental jet fighter. Now, if you look at this and then compare, where is it? I've got a one somewhere. Anyway, you'll know what it is anyway, everybody will. Compare it to the MiG-15, and they're very similar, because obviously there was a race towards the end of the war between the Allies and the Russian, well, they were all Allies, but well, the British and the Americans and the Russians, there was a race becoming from both ends to get to the top secret designs that Germany had progressed with through the war, because they were very well advanced. We picked up a few V2 rockets and various experimentals, and obviously the Russians got to these first, and they've obviously modified it a bit, but it's very, very similar to the MiG-15. High tail, T-type tail, short body. So we'll go on to the review of it. I'll put that to one side for now. I think I got this at a model show I attended about a couple of months ago, and it's made by PM Models, which is a one from Turkey, which I've done a few, but it obviously doesn't exist anymore. Put that to one side, and as you can see, the kit's pretty simple. I don't know what language that's in, but there it is in English. Gives you a bit of a history of the plane, if it had ever flew, which I'm sure it would have been very advanced if it had flew. And there's the colour scheme for it. Now you can see there, they've got a one there, the Russian fighter MiG, the MiG-15. You can see how very similar it is. They've obviously lengthened the fuselage a bit, shortened the tail, but if you look at the plan view of it from above, it's very similar. In fact, it is. It's virtually identical looking in a downward view. But it's got it in there. How? What does it say? The TA-183 drawings and parts fell into Russian hands at the end of the war, and the TA-183 could be said to have finally taken to air as one of the world's most significant jet fighters, namely the MiG-15, which demonstrates a direct line of descent from the original TA-183 data. Right, so there's the colour scheme. It's the typical Luftwaffe colour scheme, but it'll be interesting to try that, especially with the mottled camouflage. which I've tried with the brush on a Focke-Wulf that I built, but I might give this a go with my airbrush. Experimenting there. Dark green, a brown violet, and a light grey underneath. And the instruction, it's pretty similar, basic. Seat, control stick, control panel, fits in, jet engine, fuselage together, wings on, T-type tailplane, canopy, front jet nozzle, undercarriage. I would have liked to have did something a bit more complicated, but I never found out about the group build. But this will be a good one. And the markings, I don't know if you can see whether they should work out alright, and obviously it hasn't got a swastika on, but I've got a swastika in a marking sheet I've got, so I'll just put it on there. And there's the canopy. As you can see, it's clear, no scratches at all. And you get one sprue. Has the fuselage, which has engraved panel lines. There's the seat. The jet nozzle at the back, the intake at the front, the undercarriage legs, the wings, which there isn't any engraved panel lines on them at all. Maybe there wasn't. The T-type tail there, and I think they are the undercarriage doors. Wheels, the nose wheel, there's the front undercarriage doors, and that's it. I think what it was armed with, or what it would have been armed with, would have been, and I would have had 2+2 Mark 1.8 cannon. It had quite a small wingspan, 32 feet, its length was 30 feet. It had a range of 390 nautical miles, so it wasn't a very far-ranging fighter, but it had a speed of 593 miles per hour, nearly 600 miles per hour. And its service ceiling was 47,000 feet, so it obviously, I think, would have had a pressurised canopy as well. So that's my entry into that group build. Like I say, I've probably got a month. I should get this done in a couple of weeks. So I'll be starting this tomorrow probably. It doesn't have any detail inside the cockpit, but as the cockpit is very small, you'll probably not see any. You'll probably not see it if there was. But it's a basic kit, but it should work out fine. It'll be the camouflage that'll be the making of it, I think. That is the... yeah, they are the undercarriage doors. They're fitted on the side. So that's a quick video of my entry, so I'll be starting that today, and I'll have a look to see what other people... I know the creator himself, I don't know what his name is. I think he's a lad from the States. He's doing the Heinkel HE162, the one with the great big jet engine on the top. Now, I don't know whether that went into operational service, but these obviously... there is a few kits. I've got a Heinkel HE177 Grief, the big bomber that was prone to fires, but it would have been too complicated to do in the time frame, because I've got a few other things to do as well. But this should work out fine. I'll be enjoying doing this, something different. So that's my entry for the group build. So once again, thanks for having us in the group build. It'll be a great experience. So that's my video for today. So happy modelling, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.